Okay, on here, I just started recording this. I forgot I should have been recording this the whole time. But I've used the, like the number 4, the ebony pencil, to block everything underneath here with the gesture lines. And you can kind of see the gesture lines. Using gesture line and basic shapes, right? Basic shapes, all basic shapes. And then I've come in with the mechanical pencil and fine-tuned this, added detail, and humanizing it, those cylinders a little bit so that they're not quite so geometric, right? So that's what I'd like for y'all to do. But also, I was also talking about applying the H.A.V technique here, all right, on all of your joint points. And at this point, I'm going to require it. Right, guys? I'm going to require it so that y'all get more out of each of these exercises. Any other questions on this part?
The joint points, those are the ovals and the, oh, I see, just like that. Just like kind of go in and put in kind of a dot to show where they are.
Right. See the little dots there? That would be where joint points are at.
I see.
Yeah. And that's why I say, like, if you take this and like I ran this vertical joint point, and see how it cuts through those areas. And if you look over here on my reference, and I shoot the joint point straight up on that, see how it kind of mirrors where this one is at. All right. That's how that comes in helpful, and that really helps on not only on to solidify the pose, but the proportions. It really helps on the accuracy of the proportions. Okay, I'm recording this, and I'm going to put it on YouTube. I got a YouTube channel where you'll see this, and then you'll see the other one. I've got several things posted up there, but I'm going to post this one and this next one that I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a just a brief demo on this, but there's an extended demo on there that's like about 27 or 28 minutes long that shows you how I block out this figure here. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here now. I'm going to put this over to one side. I'm going to have to make it pretty small, really, I think. I'm going to put it up here on the top right this time. I see. I think I heard a ding there. That might mean somebody's got a question. Did somebody have a question? Yeah, so I'm recording it now. Thanks, Janice. I didn't record the very beginning of that last one there on the basic shapes.
That actually, I hate to interrupt, but that actually brings me to another question.
Okay, go ahead.
Just now, I remember last night I was trying to look at like past recordings, but when I went to the blackboard, there was like no like past class recordings. They just said like no available recordings or something like that.
Really? Wow. I know I've recorded some. I don't think I recorded all of them, but I have recorded some.
Yeah, like even all the old ones are gone. Like I don't know if it was me or I don't know what happened.
Well, they're supposed to.
I tried to go find it, and like you told me to, and I couldn't find it like anywhere. I couldn't find any recordings of any other classes.
Oh my gosh!
Look.
And that's why I've been trying to just take the recordings that I have here and putting them on YouTube, on that YouTube channel, because they're there forever until I take them off. but I know Blackboard. They've been cleaning up Blackboard. They've been actually deleting the files, cleaning them up, and that may be one of the problems. I'll have to check in on that because if they deleted them, then they're gone forever. But so this one, I'm gonna give you the link here later to my YouTube channel, and you can go there. And like I said, they'll definitely be there. So okay, so I'm gonna do a little brief demo of this one here. Try to open this up as much as I can here. Okay. All right. So again, as I'm looking at this drawing, I want to strategically place that oval right. And I think I don't know if I talked to y'all about this last class period, but I cradle my pencil in my hand. I don't actually hold it like this when I'm in the gesture line. This is for like more finish work, detail work. But when this helps me keep my lines lighter also. So you may want to explore using your the way you different methods of holding your pencil so that it helps keep your lines light. What I did there just now is I extended kind of like perimeter marks like I've talked about in the still life drawings, kind of looking at perimeter mark. I didn't necessarily make a mark there, but I just took a measurement from there to where the head is at, and then down. So I can actually fit this entire figure here now. I can see that it's going to fit. So I would draw the oval, all right? Again here, joint point there. Okay, so y'all see how I did that? That's the same thing that I was talking about, kind of like a light gesture line that blocks in the overall pose. And then I come in and I'll start finding my joint points and getting a little bit more precision or accuracy in the pose and proportions. But that's and again, nothing. I didn't do any of this where I would might just look at pushing a line that looks something like this, on the outside, right? I didn't do anything like that. I'm measuring a lot. So in this process, as I'm blocking it out, I'm looking at more measuring, and I'm looking at landmark areas. Remember, what are the landmark areas? Something like the groin area, the navel, joint points. Those are the things that I'm looking at. All right, angles. So that's kind of what I'm doing there at that point. And then once I've done that, then I can start to look at coming in and really looking at. And here I'm spending more time normally doing this than I normally would to show y'all how I would block in that head, but normally. Did somebody ask?
Sorry, no, that was my dad.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, and so now I'm coming across here, and now what I'm looking at, if you look at my reference, I'm actually looking at this little shape in here of her chest, right under her neck in there. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at, and if I have to, I can just draw that in there. I can just draw that in there to give me that shape of the arm, the direction of the arm. All right, and then joint point. It's about right there. If I do that vertical, see that vertical joint point? So probably a little bit further back though, probably just barely grazes her. So I'll probably be about right there. And again here, I can kind of use a little bit of basic shapes here. And if I look at the joint point on her wrist and shoot it out, it's just barely above like the joint point here on the elbow, and then her wrist. If I do a horizontal, it's just barely across there. I mean, it just comes right over that. So here's the joint point elbow. This means that that's where her wrist would be. All right. And again, I'm not going to humanize it right now. I can just kind of use basic shape there. And then come in here and look at, sometimes I'll exaggerate these, sometimes I'll exaggerate this, the curve. Here's that rib cage here. Look at that navel. This is something that y'all need to be aware of when you're looking at that landmark area. And then not only at the vertical, but then look at the distance, right? From here down to here. All right. So from here, because this is about where it lines up with the vertical, right? To about right there. That's about where it's at right there. All right. And I'll double check it again, just to kind of get a feel for that. And then that's the center line. That's the center line if I'm looking at the center line. Or that action line that I was talking about that sometimes is referred to in animation. And then her belly there. Right. If I come across like that, the distance from at this point, how high is it to that nipple? How below, far below is that navel? You'll see that. So doing that right there really gives me a lot of information, right? And then so it kind of confirms I'm in the right direction there. And the whole time also I'm still looking at everything here. Like I'm looking at this overall shape here, growing area, again growing area up, growing area from there up, there. Here again, I can grow this as much as I need to, right until I get to the point where I think I've got. So this is again here. This is not a really complete contour line. You see how has that blind contour characteristic? All of these lines in here. And again, it's kind of like I'm saying, like I'm almost sculpting with this graphite and my pencil. I'm kind of adding, taking away, adding by I'm saying like extending it, taking away, making it shorter, and so forth. So I'm kind of feeling my way around it. But also, again, using the basic shapes, I'm looking at that pelvis and the direction it's sitting here. Then this is like super long here, right? Look at the distance from here to here, right? This is all foreshortened right here. All right. Questions?